So is
Uh,
this like okay, water and slowing? Gotcha.
I didn't get your initial reaction there, Ninju. We need another reaction to the fact that there's a bridge here. What?
Uh, I would say that the fact that we decided to fight on a water hex definitely affected the battlefield.
I love
That
this.
mystery has been solved pretty conclusively. Uh,
Magic. This is what I want to see, I guess.
okay, I'm not affected by the slowing. Are you dealing ice damage, notably? No, no electric either, so okay.
You're fine. Just go stand in the water.
Yeah, I don't see any reason not to. Don't. What are you doing?
What am I
Okay,
doing?
I was talking to the cat.
Oh, yeah, but
She
also,
just
what am
started.
I doing?
She just started pushing something on my desk for no reason.
That's good. Go get him, kitty. It's time to distract. I'll find a way to send treats to you, kitty. Get him.
She does not need more treats. If there's one thing she does not need, it is more than the massive quantity of treats I inevitably give her every single day.
Change the title here. Let's do that now. Yeah, there we go. Let's go. Um, this is me now. It's like Burger Man. Here, title of the stream should be accurate now. So you're just thinking out your turns, it looks like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna take you a minute to think out the general strategy. Good. Gives me a second to think about mine too. Alright.
Okay, off you go.
Unaffected by the slowing. That is a curious thing.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about skirmishers.
Oh no! Wait a minute. You can just jump in the water. It's fine.
I can, yeah. It's like that's why I was commenting on the elemental affinities of your units, noting that you can't punish me for that.
Yeah, unfortunate.
For you, perhaps.
Yeah. That's okay. I'll just stand on the bridge. Bridge life.
That's always a good idea. You should definitely go stand on the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I'm ready for all of my units to be stunned next turn. Cause
I
like,
don't think I have access to that. Oh, I've got the Ice Spider Matriarch, so sure.
I'm just expecting it, you know?
Uh-huh. Don't worry, Morpho the Blessed has my back. He wouldn't steer me wrong.
Who now? What now?
Morpho the Blessed, my favorite best pal, the man coming into battle alongside me.
Oh, he is blessed. Alright, let's see. Who am I? Where am I?
Why am I?
That too. Alright, if I wanted to, I could try and do that from up forward. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 right there. Sure, let's do that. Yeah, that's awesome. You can just get wet on all your guys and then reduce the fire damage. Why did we fight in the water again?
I pointed this out, and you said, let's find out. But you don't do that much fire damage anyways. It's not that big a deal.
Planning on doing something like that here.
Your pyromancers are gonna have a bad time, but like your archers do 2 fire damage. I don't think it's gonna make a difference.
Nah, you're probably right here.
Might make a bit more of a difference on your melee guys.
I bring you forward.
On the other hand, your pyromancers are a really big advantage on the bridge. I see you're not going to be making use of that, though. Well done.
What? How do can I burn that bridge down?
No, but you could put a bunch of fire on a choke point.
I guess not all of your guys can walk through, but yeah, I thought about it. I'm thinking about something else that's probably wrong, but I think I'm gonna commit to it anyways, because it sounds funny in my head, and I'm pretty sure I have the ability to do something funny.
Okay.
Let's see if I completely waste this.
Okay.
It should work. Yeah, let's do it like this.
You're really gonna command this guy to
Yeah.
to do that? Alright, pal.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, it's probably not worth it.
Is it worth your pyromancer immediately getting shredded the next turn? I don't know, man.
Yeah. Wait, yeah. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Okay, have fun. No, your Geomancer might be an actual better decision for that, but now your Pyromancer's further forward for no reward. Oh, do you have the Channing version? Yeah, okay.
You know what I might do with this guy, actually? I'd have him do his thing from here. That's a 1 hex thing, huh? You don't actually have any shots from here if I go around. Alright, that's unfortunate. Let's go with this guy from here. Sure, let's do it. We're committed.
Winsley, do you have a way of getting a shield in front of these guys? Or are you just expecting them to face tank me?
Oh, they can face tank.
Hey. Alright, man.
I mean, I did before moving this guy forward, but now guys are kind of locked in where they are. We'll find out. We'll find out what's about to happen. I think Ninja's about to win this one because I'm getting lazy.
Huh. Well, that's not that much damage.
No, it's not, but it's fine.
Like,
Well, everything is in defense mode with a warding aura.
that's true.
It's not exactly a good move to try and burst through that with your cooldown skills.
Yeah, that's what you say now.
Yeah, but watch this.
Yep, it's true.
I don't think think you even landed the disease. Oh, you got it on
Nah,
one of them.
yeah. It's fine. You're about to just bring that forward onto my guys. It's fine.
I'm about to cleanse it.
That's true. You probably should do that. Park you right here.
I like the riverbed is on fire. Like
We're that good. What can I say? We're that good. And you guys are gonna come forward and just shred me to oblivion, but that's fine, right? Maybe. This guy, when he does his thing, it hits in that AoE like that, so he'd be able to hit unit and the unit behind him and next to him. Line of 3 basically. Alright, we'll place you here then. You can. There. They all made fun of me when I first wasted my turns, but now who's laughing? Oh wait. Take this guy here. Oh, I could have awakened that.
Since that technically applies wet, I can no longer undo that move, right?
Yeah, something like that.
It's really annoying.
Should have, yeah, definitely should have awakened before. Why am I wasting my turns? This is good to apply early.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I thought, did I only bring one of you? Yeah. I did only
yeah,
bring
that
one
would
of
have
you.
applied on your AoEs too. What
Oh.
are you doing?
I don't know. I don't. It's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine here.
I'm glad I can get this valuable practice in. I do a great job of informing how effective my strategy is against a skilled opponent.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Alright. You go here. You go here. Cause like I'm not able to do much else, am I? Right here, maybe. Alright, I think that's pretty much my turn. I don't see. Alright, there's this guy over here. I should probably think about a place for you. Go there. You could get frozen by that. you have the reset on you. Ah, you just have the lower level one that doesn't get 2 units, but it does reset. Something I'm missing here. I should be able to go there. What culture are you playing? Primal? No, this isn't Primal. This is a summoner spell shield, so you might summon something on me. It'd be annoying.
Yeah, I really wanted to make Primals work with the Skirmisher build, but I couldn't really figure one out.
Yeah, happens.
At least not one where it wasn't like, oh, I could just go Mystic Summoners, and the only thing I'm really missing out on is the Summon spell. Which is a little ironic, but...
If you were to do that, I am boosting my friends. Does that help at all? I don't think it helps enough. Alright. I'm gonna say this is probably not right, but I'm here now.
Okay. Welcome to here.
Good. Good, good. Next unit. Who's my next unit? You guys are fine here. Just making sure they're facing, I guess, decent. A single target now? Yeah, it's a single target. I gave him the better shield. Alright, good. Go ahead.
Okay.
Kill my guys.
The plan. And now, yep, not allowed to undo.
Hi, Morbits. Sorry, I was very distracted by my turn. At least the water makes you commit to your movements. There is a slight advantage in that for me. How's your combat going over in the other Ecodian and falling object? Are they not here anymore?
I don't know.
Ah, I see them. They're here. Just quiet. Yeah, that's fair.
Fair.
I mean, it's understandable. You want to get that off early here.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're willing to accept this decision.
It's fine. I was just like, yeah, he got soulbound. He's all gone. It's fine. I was setting up for future turns.
Uh-huh.
Stand in the fire water. Okay, Grace.
A little surprised at how little damage my dudes do. It's rather disappointing. This is why I wanted to do this kind of test in the first place, though. So I wasn't really sure about that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why are they doing so little damage?
Oh.
It's all magic damage, and I have some resistance here.
I did mention early skirmishers are bad.
No, but slithers are amazing.
No. I'm sorry, no.
No?
No.
No. You froze my guy.
The tier 3 ones are decent, but they're nothing special.
Why am I not allowed to pounce this guy? What the fuck?
Are you blocking your movement somehow? The
Well,
space
doesn't it
that he
go,
needs
like,
to land
can I-
on is, I think it's
how can I not-
calculating it to be where your ice spider is.
What space does it have to land on? What does that mean?
I don't know. It's trying to go where the ice spider is, it looks like. But if you try to target someone else, you can. You just can't target that.
It can't just pick a different adjacent space that's valid? What the fuck?
You would expect it to, but it looks like it's only considering one. And it would be nice if you could choose, because like obviously, yeah, fair.
Oh, and melee I do a lot more damage. Wait, what are your traits?
What are my traits?
No. Okay.
You must make the correct choices, Hunslayer.
No, impossible.
Yes. I see you hovering on things. Now make the right choice.
Impossible. Oh man.
Although you probably didn't bring a ritualist, did you?
I did.
Your ruler?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Does he have a cleanse?
He does.
Is it more than one target?
Yes.
Amazing. And something, a spell that you have.
I do. You can see it.
I forgot about my own spell cast.
That would be really useful to have on units that are taking damage currently, you know?
This is an option that I just am now seeing.
Well, you have one support? Yeah, it's only one.
him alone.
The Sun Priest.
Oh man.
No, not.
Yeah.
Why are my other guys critting like this? Oh, right. Slithers aren't considered magic origin yet.
They
Unless
are?
I get them for Tome of Beasts, probably. Well, yeah, because these are drafted. I'm getting them.
They
for
are
Tome of
drafted?
Evolution.
Hmm.
So they're never magic.
Well, they would be if you got them from the Tome of Beasts spells.
Sure. It's quite rare, but yeah. My words of wisdom are abandon the archers.
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably get a kill for a kill at least. I was already considering that.
Well, call me crazy, but you have Tome of Warding? You could have taken 3 phantasms.
Yeah, it crossed my mind. I almost did.
Shut up.
I know. Yeah.
Why didn't you?
I don't know. I just didn't, okay?
Gosh darn it. They're even racial.
I know. I thought about it. I really did. And I was like, that probably would be fine here. But I don't want to do the same thing every time. I could.
What if I told you phantasms like burgers?
Wait, she's right. Should have done it. They obviously would have been the most burger friendly out of everybody here.
Let's see if you can salvage some of your dignity.
No, impossible.
Some of your honor. And I see a couple decent moves. But I'm not
my
allowed to
gosh.
backseat.
No, he's rooting me. That's inappropriate.
Oh. Explain that one to me when they walk me through it.
I don't like it, that's why. I want them dead. I don't have a spell that removes them all. You got a spell that places them all. Where's my spell that removes them all?
To be fair, the roots are considered quite busted.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's fine. It's fine.
In the sense that they entirely invalidate ranged armies.
They're kind of one of the only reasons to take this tome over a lot of the other T1 equivalents.
Yeah, but they remain strong until late game, and they just invalidate mages and archers entirely.
I mean, you just need a action efficient.
They scale with
targets.
They scale with Wizard Tower medals.
Oh well, that's entirely different then. That's pretty silly.
Yeah, I've seen some vines with like 60 HP.
Yeah, 60 is about the highest they can hit, but good luck removing them when they have 60 health each.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite silly. But even this early on, they are problematic.
Flame burst weapons clears them out pretty well.
That's true.
It's only if they're adjacent. Otherwise, they won't explode on each other. And for the most part, you can just ignore them. The chance of immobilize is pretty low. But the zone of control is the problem.
That's not even going to kill them. Insane.
They probably have 20 health.
Yeah.
They do.
Indeed, they do.
Yeah.
awakened.
Can't your zombie take one out?
He can, but the question is, where do I spend
Well,
my
just-
actions after that? But yeah, the zombie should probably remove one of
Um,
them. You can't
can
get
the
around
arch-
though and get to anybody.
Can the archer take out one?
Oh yeah, then he could maybe move back and hopefully.
The archer's on the right side. I think they have a clear shot.
Yeah, they were supposed to deal with something over here.
No. Just use them for the vines. Remember, you can awaken for more damage
Hmm.
if you find yourself lacking.
I do
You
find
should have
myself
like
laughing.
all of your units awaken. Oh, you only brought the one Sun Priest. Okay, well done.
Yeah.
Winslow.
Yeah, I did it.
Well, the heroes also have twin awakening.
Yeah, and so do the. Oh, well, the Awakeners have the single target, but
I would probably just shoot the vine behind the zombie and then move the zombie to kill the other one. I don't know.
You think the zombie's gonna have the damage to do that? Yeah, he'll be
After
able to
moving,
kill one.
no.
Be able to kill one, maybe.
But he can kill the top one so that your Dawn Defender can move without risking restriction.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess that's fine. This, you monster.
Either that or you only kill the 3 in the back.
It was an accident, Luna.
Which probably your archers can do if they move. What is it, 1 hex?
I don't think
Oh,
the
they can't
archers are
move.
gonna be able to get great accuracy and
No. There's foliage there.
Yeah.
You can't move far enough.
fortunate for somebody called Winslayer.
you slayed your own win.
I've done
Yeah,
it.
just
How many
shoot
times have you
the-
heard that joke over the years?
You can just shoot the elemental at that point.
Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. I was like, what elemental? Oh yeah, the elemental.
I mean, depends. Maybe your archer can help get a final hit on something.
No,
Probably not.
No, he's stuck. He's kind of dead. Tragedy.
Just the fact that they eat this many action points makes the vines a problem.
That's their primary value, yeah.
Oh my
There's 5 of
God.
them. You take 5 unit actions to
Should
get
check
rid of
that.
all of them. If you need to get rid of all of them.
Yeah, but that is a lot of actions.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's why I cast the spell. Why it's not bad.
Alright, get out of here.
No, it's not. It's more a matter of, is it maybe too good?
It costs the same amount as Cascade Reposition.
Definitely, yeah, you won't be able to do it forever.
It's the problem I have with a lot of spells is you have the 1 spell cast per turn and you have 65 casting points. So your spells are highly competitive with one another. Spells like Vine Prison are high value, but also like you might have it's very easy for you to have another spell that's just more important, you know?
Well, on the bright side, the Stone Spirit came in and actually did something.
Right.
Well done, Stone Spirit.
I'm proud of him too. Wait, why are you guys all proud of him? I'm gonna say this is
I
probably
would,
good.
Did your Sun Priest awaken yet?
You know, I think he did.
Well, he can heal. Plus awaken at the same time.
Mm-hmm. It's true. All very true.
I think one of your units over there is not awakened.
No, a few of them aren't. I need to get these guys to.
Well, I mean, he's also
Hey,
in
if
need
I
of
use
healing.
Wand of Inversion on my wet units, will that set them on fire?
No idea.
Question.
Oh, no, it's not like Corrupted Boon. It actually just gives you a positive...
Oh, your
Okay.
your hero has Twin Awakening. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll bring him over here, Soul Overflow, and heal.
You need to send the priest in for healing on that pyromancer.
Very true. I agree. I will be doing that. Just trying to figure out.
I love this
But I would
practice playing against Cody. I'm basically...
I know. No, no, I'm
Cody.
just going slow. Look, I'm taking my turns. It's fine. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I promise.
No, your idea was good. Move the hero, do soul overflow. That's a good idea.
I agree.
Twin Awaken the pole arm, so that he actually hits hard.
See, the thing is about that is that now the Twin Awakening isn't Twin Awakening the units I want him to. That's the annoying thing about Twin Awakening.
Well, you might have to awaken the pyromancer first with the Sun Priest by healing him to stop the game from targeting the pyromancer.
I could try that. Let's try that.
I think if you target the Dawn Defender, though, it was targeting the pole arm.
Okay, well, we'll
Which is
try
fine.
that.
You want those two.
Yeah,
That's what I
true.
thought I saw.
No, I
Maybe
think
I
you're
saw it
right.
wrong.
No, you're right. That is right.
I mean, you want to heal anyway with the mending. Get that guy back up to health. He's immobilized anyway. He's not going anywhere. Very slowed, actually. He's not immobilized.
Yeah, if I can kill this unit, that's what I want to be doing here.
Yeah, that awakens the pole arm.
Alright, this overflow from here.
Make sure you have everything grouped before you overflow.
I might bring him over actually now that I'm thinking.
Like the units you want to bring over.
When did your archers die? Did you try to move them and they just got...
Yeah, I should have stood him still. Obviously, I made the wrong call
he
there.
moved it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was dumb of me, for sure. 100% I made the wrong call. But, you know, we'll see what happens here. I'm going to overflow you, and...
Yeah. I wouldn't do anything else with Burger Man yet. Just move him.
Yeah, I think I agree. Just get you guys going on
The pole arm you
this.
can actually send after that wyvern. Or you can keep him where he is.
Yeah, I think I will. I'm just here.
Why don't you gonna overflow your burger? Burger ruler?
He couldn't get in close enough. He wouldn't have been able to spin in the same overflow. Alright.
Unfortunate.
Ooh, I do have 100% on you. And I might distract him.
I'm pretty certain if you send in Polearm and Dawnguard, that spider dies.
It's pretty close, but it's not quite.
You have multiple ways of killing the spider.
I think I would like to kill him with the Pyromancer, so let's get some...
Then you have to free up the Sabertooth.
Yeah.
Your Geomancer can do a lot, but not enough.
And then that guy won't be able to finish, will he?
The Dawn Defender could be able to kill the... Can he reach? I don't know.
He can reach, but the damage would need to be boosted from the other thing. Alright, you
The
might...
Dawn Defender by the Wyvern, I mean. Oh.
The
I have
Dawn
it.
Defender by the Wyvern cannot reach the Ice Spider without killing the Sabertooth first.
Yeah, I meant could he reach the Saber?
Oh, well, if he really wants to, yeah.
No, I think I need to kill this ice spider here and just be happy
You
with that.
can have your heroes help out a little.
A little. that's true. He's got 2 shots from over here. 2 shots. 2 shots. Take 2 shots.
Question is, how much damage does the Geo deal on the spider compared to the saber?
What is Noble Aegis?
It's a shield. It's like a shield item.
Let's say hero probably.
You can put your
You
burger
took
guy
multiple
behind.
tier 2 items, Winslayer.
Huh? I did? No, really?
Yeah, you took
Which
a
one?
tier 2 shield and a tier 2 ring.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. That shouldn't. Ah! Invalidates everything.
How many times did I say 1 tier 2 item per unit?
At least
Wait, that's
multiple
not-
times.
Isn't a question you should need to ask. You've done
Alright.
this so many
Alright,
times.
I'm sorry. I'm making my call here, and I'm going for.
Keep Burger Man behind, not in front.
I'm gonna kill the ice spider just to get him gone, and that'll be good because we need damage. Alright, fine. I'm committing to this.
Probably just Terrorbolt the saber tooth.
Yeah,
And try and kill it with the heroes.
I wanted to.
Because when you do that, your Pyromancer is freed up rather than Terrorbolting the spider.
No, I hear what you're saying. I'm just committing to getting a kill.
Oh no, I was trying to get 2.
I really would like to take that guy's actions elsewhere.
Your polearm is fine. Don't worry about it.
Probably protect that guy and walk him away. Alright, let's have you want to take the retaliation here.
I'm a little behind on the stream, but that polearm should be killing the spider.
By
It
itself.
actually doesn't.
No, but then you send in the hero for an extra attack and it'll die. The retaliation is not a thing to worry about.
I'm sorry if you're seeing something I'm not, but I don't think so. I'm gonna do this way.
The hero
I'm
does not have the
seeing-
ranged attack.
Oh, 40,
the
50
Dawn Defender
damage?
had- okay, I did not. I saw that the Dawn Defender had already used its actions. No, the polearm kills it.
No, I mean the Burger Man plus polearm kills it.
Sure.
Hope you have something better to do with Burger Man.
Or you use the Dawn Defender plus polearm, either one.
Alright, so this guy is missing a bunch of HP. I think I'd like to ward him maybe. Just step him 1 back if I ward him properly.
So you could just have your Pyromancer step back a hex and shoot.
That's what I'm probably doing here, I think. I'm gonna protect him if I can with this thing that I brought.
Can't quite see what your ruler. Does he have anything beyond Raise Dead? Like another skill?
That's a good point. He does have raised dead. I'm gonna use
He's
Astral
got
Ward to
Conjure,
protect.
Astral Ward,
Yeah.
and Restore.
Yeah, I don't see the restore because the camera's covering it.
I mean, I could restore on that group, and then it'd be pretty good actually. Let's not do that. They're barely hurting. Let's put you
You
here.
need to save the cleanse, dude.
Yeah, I do need to save the cleanse. I agree. And you'll protect him.
You can Astral Ward something, yeah.
Step
I'm
him
kind of
back.
thinking you just kill the Wyvern at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I think I need to remove units if I can.
Specifically the, maybe the Pyro kills it if they step back.
Yeah, it's
Is there
it's
fire?
something. Definitely
Fire
something.
damage.
Pyro plus Dawn Defender can do it.
Hmm.
That way you don't have to move your polearm.
Yeah, he can deal with the actual cavalry if I want to now.
And the Astral Ward keeps the Pyromancer from losing models, so that's good.
Have Dawn Defender kill here. Did I get the thing? I didn't get him that time. And
The zombie,
then-
it's 30% chance. To be fair, Ninja, I did
He's
say
just
Battle Mage
handing
Shield.
this away.
That's what he's playing.
Yeah.
What
I think a big part of this is I guess the
need
geomantic
to go there.
crystallization gave him a bunch of blight resistance. I'm trying to figure out where he has 5 from.
Yeah, something for sure.
I think 5 is what it gives, if I'm not mistaken.
I might be able to protect this archer a little bit if I bring him over this way. Do I need to?
I think your
need
spear
to?
and your zombie are fine where they are. They're blocking.
That's a 30 HP heal that apparently does 30 points of healing, so I don't see why I don't. You are regenning.
My only gripe is the 3 archers. I think they're kind of pointless, but
I certainly don't think he should have shoved them off to the side like he did.
I do notice that they have a lot of damage. They actually have enchantments, so
Yeah.
No, if he had them behind his shields, they'd be useful. I probably wouldn't have included them in my build, but
They're
that's
more of
not
a
an
last minute
entirely-
addition.
They're not an entirely invalid choice. I do think they were used quite poorly here.
Yeah, I agree with your assessment. It's fine.
I would have taken the
The Phantasms.
the 3 phantasms. Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty frontline heavy though. When you have the daylight spears there as well, you'd run into surface area application problems with your damage.
yeah. I would have replaced the daylight spears with more sun priest of
How are these
pyromancer.
back off of cooldown? Do they not have a cooldown? Oh my god, they don't have a cooldown.
Then you have a second sun priest and a second pyromancer.
Yeah, that would have been well. I mean, you say that, but honestly, the daylight spears are some of his more valuable pieces on the board here.
Yeah, I kind of need to not
So,
get them all frozen, which is probably gonna happen.
I don't
Well,
want
they
to
are
say that's
decent
a bad
units.
choice exactly, but I don't think he really needed them. Either
Do I
way,
place
right? What
that
you're doing
spear?
here
I think I
is
just am
you're
good there.
exchanging frontline units
Stand.
for backline units. The Dusk Hunters could have been the backline units that he kept, but he had to keep them on the back line instead of putting them on this flank where they were going to get engaged immediately.
Yeah. Alright, I think I'm passing the turn from here. I don't like moving my spear too far forward, so he's just gonna stay back a little.
The question I have is
Protect.
whether the dust hunters bring more value than a sun priest and a pyromancer would. I don't know.
I think
ending
they bring more value than another
turn here.
Pyromancer would. Than a Sun Priest? Probably not. He should have gotten a second Sun Priest.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, yeah, I'm losing units that I don't need to here, I can tell.
I'm not sure exactly what they have. A big counter
Gotta
here is
get a
you're playing
block
frost
forward.
units into fire damage.
I'm playing
Like just the
Oh, I'm stuck there now.
some
Well, I'm here
Frost
now.
units into fire damage, yeah.
I'm here now.
yeah. What I mean is the fiery arrows. They were hitting for like
Alright.
33 damage on the snow spirit.
Yep. That was exactly how much they hit for. Oh, damn it. I needed to move into that bush instead.
The blight
Lovely.
resistance is completely murdering your slithers. Yeah. But there are no other tier 1 skirmishers. So yeah.
I mean, there are other tier 1 skirmishers, but they're racially based.
Yeah, these are the only 2 global ones. Well, there's Entwined Thrall, but then I'd rather
Yes,
just
there's
have a
also
slither.
those. Yeah, I'd rather have a Sliver or a Snow Spirit than those, probably. I'll actually have to take a second look at them. I'm not impressed with the Snow Spirits.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
the Snow
okay.
Spirits were heavily nerfed in the mod because they're giga broken in vanilla. Problem being in vanilla they freeze. Which makes them incredibly survivable in auto combats, and they clear the map like crazy. Despite being tier 1.
The long cooldown on those though is really obnoxious.
And the thing is, if they fail to freeze, they guarantee a slow. That's just absurd for a tier 1.
Alright. It's happening.
I think even the Harrier is not guaranteed. Yeah, he has a chance to immobilize.
Yep.
That's it. That's all he does.
Fortunate for somebody called Windslayer.
And they have no cooldown, the Snow Spirits. They can just keep shooting their burst.
Yeah, I did appreciate that about them. I wanted the slow, though. Or not the slow, the freeze.
Yeah, no, of course. That's why I took it out. It's too powerful.
I don't think so in a skirmish environment. That makes sense in an auto environment, though.
It was basically compared to every other summonable tier 1 unit. This one was always on top. Never mind the tome, right? Having Blizzard and Shadow Affinity, School of Cryomancy. They still see play, actually.
But it's still the best survivable tier 1 unit.
I don't know if it's the best, but it's from the summonable units. The thing is, there's more competition now. Like, you can go Pyromancy and not feel bad about it. Whereas before, you would just feel bad.
Yeah.
And I would love the Entwined Thrall if they didn't evolve into an absolute useless shield unit.
Just don't build the infrastructure, right?
Yeah,
That's
sadly
the-
it's not the same as promotions. Yeah. Would be interesting if evolutions required a wizard tower.
Mm-hmm. I thought they did, don't they? You can just get them?
No.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
That's why, unlike feudal promotions, evolving units are way easier to get. That's a big bite for a little man.
Yeah, it's
Burger
almost like
Man.
Of course, it's a big bite.
The zombie chompers. I have seen people play slithers and like try to rush with the tier 3s. They're not weak, they're just drafting is the problem.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. What's happening? Who's dying? Uh-oh.
No,
Oh, you have
no,
quick reflexes?
I'm so dodgy.
Oh my god. No wonder these skirmishers are struggling.
That is actually not that big a problem. I mean, the 65% chance to hit is not great, but it's definitely the blight resistance.
Imagine he also took Tome of Mists on top of that.
Oh yeah, I could have done that, huh?
Which one with Fey Mists? Yeah.
Yeah, on top of quick reflexes. Hey, that sounds like an idea for my battle mage build.
We got him.
I don't think I
My
think
birding.
you won't like having battle mages on Famous though. Famous requires you to actually move around to get the stuff.
I love that
You
you
won't be able
get
to have the
burning
kind of
and it
tight formations that battle mages are going to be better at.
True, but if you go Fey Mists, then at least I'm not bothered by it.
That's true. You could do it as a counter pick on me.
Because it just so happens that tome has a skirmisher in it that's pretty decent. I'm just realistically thinking, like, what are your options, right? There's a Mistling, and there's a Gremlin in Evolved, it's tier 3.
There's Shades.
And there's Shades, and I think that's kind of it.
There's Inquisitors.
I've not been impressed by Inquisitors. Not
I
since...
haven't either.
Not since, like, Dragon Dawn. Problem with Inquisitors is they are so front-loaded in physical damage that they just tickle.
fair.
You know why they were good? They were good because with amplified arrows you could stun 2 targets. That's what kept them so strong, and then when that got removed, they just completely disappeared.
Man, am I gonna kill nothing? Jeez Louise.
I hope so.
Though I've also not been impressed with the summoner unit every time I tried it. I feel like the bond that they have is really not adding a lot of value. I haven't looked into the Wyvern, by the way, but I'm assuming Triumph is just summoning the wrong unit after they updated it.
It's possible.
I assume Bone Wyvern is a skirmisher now, like the others.
Would make sense. You could probably look it up in
Yeah,
the
it
in-game
is.
encyclopedia. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a skirmisher. So for some reason, it's summoning a fighter variant, which is weird. Why would they make 2 copies of the same unit?
It just sounds like a relic, maybe. Some reason.
They must have differentiated the summoned one between the... Well, there's no other way to get them, actually. It could be a
Dog
Badok
breeder
thing.
cages.
It could be a Badok thing. Maybe he edited the unit, and it's still classified as a fighter.
Would be something
You'd
like
have to
that.
test vanilla with a Wyvern Keeper hero. And
Ouchie.
or
Oh, I
evolved.
forgot to cast my.
You didn't cast a
I forgot to
spell?
cast my spell. Yeah.
Oh no.
I keep forgetting I'm supposed to cast Mental Mark and use that to get damage, and I start doing all my moves and then realize at the end when I don't have any moves left to capitalize on it with. That's like a significant portion of this build was under that assumption that I'd do that.
Yeah,
Oops.
I know that problem. I've been there.
Alright, I think I'm soul
Been there.
overflowing here.
Every time I play Mystic Summoning, I don't strengthen my units. I just attack first. I'm like, wait. I messed up.
Yeah, this guy is one of the ones that needs to have it.
Oh, you have 2 units stunned. Yeah, that's
I got 3.
calls for
3 units.
that calls for a soul overflow. Does it add the 20 hit points? I never understood. Does it add them, or does it just?
No, it's a proportion thing. So if your unit has 80% HP, when you use it on it, you get 80% of 20 hit points. So 16.
So you do gain health. They're not empty hit points.
Yeah.
Okay.
A full health unit gets all 20.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how
yeah.
they've handled max HP increases in all of the games.
I've always said this that this
Make
spell
sure
is
you
crazy
awaken.
strong.
Yeah, I know. I use it a lot. I
Soul
agree.
Overflow? Yeah. it's
Yeah.
The primary reason to take that tone.
Well, Soul Overflow is nerfed and evolved that it only cleanses 2 effects, not everything.
And it's enough. You get so many other effects out of it too.
Yeah, that's why I was like, this is fine. I made every cleanse like that, except for the single target ones and the Ritualist one. So Dragon, what is it, Purifying Flame is only 2 effects as well. The same for
That's
Alchemy, but
fair
then
enough.
Triumph also changed Alchemy to be 2 effects at some point. Tome of Dragons is underplayed because the thing is, in the tier 3 tome space, there's way too many Battle Mage tomes. Like Firebomb is good. It is really good.
Yeah, and the regen is good too, but that requires a mixed composition instead of mono rolling. Because Battle Mages do not want regen.
Well, it also kind of requires HP bonuses, right? So Soul Overflow, Draconic Vitality, Super Growth, Fetid Legion, that kind of stuff. Like you need the health to regen the health.
You need effective HP. It doesn't necessarily have to be max HP. That would still scale with defenses. Like
True. But then there's breaching and piercing once you get to the higher levels.
You have that here too. You have
Yeah.
plenty of that here. Well, not plenty, but it's certainly prevalent between Mage Locks and other Dragoons. And then you've got Shadow Blades too. And probably some other stuff.
You can't get it on like Battle Mage and ranged units yet.
Lovely.
I'm sure it's coming. Because that's why I prefer health, like just pure health. It's always the best in my opinion, because there's no percentage health attacks in this game.
It's well, the thing is that in terms of effective HP, they're multiplicative on one another, so you kind of want both. And raw HP is like, when we mathed all this out in Planetfall. But that wouldn't really carry over to this game, because when we figured out what would the comparative values be, we did it over a spread of possible damage values that we felt were like, okay, this is all of the damage values that are going to be within reason, because we had to see like how the rounding would affect it. And then in this game, the spread of damage values is going to be much different, so I don't know. But in Planetfall, it was like 1 defense is worth more than 5 HP, but 10 HP is worth more than 1 defense, but 2 defense is worth more than... I think 2 defense is worth more than 15 HP on average.
Triumph is valuing 1 defense at 10 HP. If I look at how they trade like unit stats and hero upgrades, that's what they're valuing it at.
Yeah, you don't really have 5 HP increments in this game like you did in Planetfall.
You'll have them on the hero crafting. That's the only place. And everyone avoids crafting 15 hit points because they'd rather have 3 defense or 3 resistance, or, you know, combination of. So I had to buff the crafting to 10, 20, 30 hit points.
Let's go ahead and do this.
But you can see it with like the Giant King ruler. They gave him 120 health and then they just took away all his defenses.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can see certain units where they do like minus 10 health, plus 1 resistance.
Yeah. I mean, so the comparative value between the two is basically going to change depending on how much of the two you have. You kind of want to boost whichever one is lower. If you have a really high HP unit, you get more out of boosting defense and resistance than you do out of getting more HP, and then vice versa is true.
Sure.
A low HP unit with high defenses is going to get more out of getting actual hit points.
Yeah, that's why the Giant Kings value defense really highly, for example.
The actual, the effective HP formula is like so central to understanding what is and is not valuable in these games. I kind of wish they just like actually put it somewhere, but I believe it wasn't until Planetfall had already released that they were even like aware.
Don't move, Winsley. Don't move.
Yeah, this guy gotta stay.
Don't move. I see you trying to move your archers. Don't even bother.
One of them, actually, it was fine. It was good to move him, I think.
Well, I still maintain that Planetfall was the tactically better game.
I think Planetfall was the better game in every respect except for new player onboarding. This game, they made a lot of decisions in this game that I think were pretty smart from that perspective. But they don't...
it's all to get new players. That's what they even said. They came out and said it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I love this game. I like it more than Planetfall, but I remember Planetfall being a good game.
Well, the thing is,
it's not like
I prefer fantasy, right? So when I heard Age of Wonders 4...
I find that to be a really shallow reason to prefer one of these two games over the other.
Let him finish, though. I want to hear what Cody's going to say.
When I heard Age of Wonders 4, all I wanted was fantasy Planetfall. That's all you had to do.
Yeah.
They did
That's
something
all
that
I
was
required.
far more successful. Alas.
And it's nice that they got so many new players, and that they're now selling you 100 DLCs for $1,000 at some point.
No, they go on sale. No, I don't think that's fair. They go on sale.
Well, this is a
Yeah, but
paradox thing.
No, but
that, dude.
I agree, but Triumph is
That's fine.
aware of that reputation and has been very good about having consistent sales. And I would say, to an extent, Paradox is actually quite good at putting things on sale fairly often. I agree with, like, I don't know, Hearts of Iron,
It's a
maybe
barrier,
Crusader
right?
Kings and other things like that. Once it gets to be $300 to get all the DLCs, you need something like a sale to make it even approachable.
Yeah.
But they do that. They do
'Cause
that.
that's a huge barrier of entry for people, and I feel they should just start rolling up the DLCs into the base game at some point.
I think there's a perception issue. I feel like the DLCs that they've released for this game have all been, like, pretty good in terms of value proposition for the customer, and I think they've done a very good job of keeping, like, I need to remember to cast my damn spell.
No, don't.
And
Stop.
It doesn't even matter anymore.
Well, if there's a Season Pass 3, right, which the chances are there, the game is realistically going to approach like $200-300 of cost.
Well, what
I
I'm
hear what you're
saying
saying.
is that I think if you buy just the base game, that's a good value proposition for you. The base game is still a good game. It's
It
not
has
like
all
other
the free
Paradox titles.
updates that have come
Yeah,
out
it's not like-
alongside
It's not
this
like
game.
other Paradox
It's good.
titles where you need the DLC for the game to be functional, but because there's so many Paradox titles with that reputation, it means people look at the game and see the 8 DLCs to buy and think, "Oh God, I have to
Yeah.
buy all of those." When no, you don't.
Well, there is a funny thing there where, as you probably know, in multiplayer, only the host needs to have all the DLCs.
Yeah, there's that too.
So conspiracy theory, multiplayer is kept purposely bad so people buy the DLCs.
No, I think if anything, no, it's good. It's good marketing. Don't
Tinfoil
say that because
hat.
they might take that away
Tinfoil
from
hat.
people, and that's not cool. Don't say that. That's not cool. You don't want that taken away from people because they have a misinterpretation of the reputation it has outside of
No, but the new
Paradox.
players
'Cause
who
that's not accurate. No, because you really don't want them taking that away from people. It's amazing that they give people the ability to test the waters and see if they like the content before buying it. It's good marketing, and
well, they
I don't.
never
I
need to
will.
buy it.
I will never understand people who get upset about the having content available in multiplayer. It's good. It's nice to have.
No, it's fine that it's free. What I'm saying is a new player joins, right, and only goes to play multiplayer. At that point, they never need to buy any DLC, so they're only buying the base game.
No, and
For the company,
I get your
that's
joke,
not, you know,
but I don't think it's
for
fair
the
to
company,
Paradox.
that's not positive.
I
don't
get
think
your
they'll
joke,
change it.
but yeah, I just got a different take on it. I think.
Well, you're pretty big into Stellaris, I believe, which is also Paradox.
I used to be. I don't like it as much these days for a lot of different reasons that we can't get into. But I think I just kind of grew tired of it because it's been out since 2016, and that's almost 10 years now. It's kind of crazy to think about that I first watched people play that game 10 years ago, basically. Maybe 9 years ago. If I
They're
actually.
still updating it.
I got 2 even.
No, my units.
And they're still updating it, I believe. So that's yeah.
All right, I think I can live with these losses.
One thing I really miss from Planetfall going to this game is the ability to push defense mode and then undo defense mode.
So true. It's really like if you accidentally click it, ugh.
I so badly wish I could push defense
Yeah.
mode here and see what the new damage previews are before deciding on my next move.
I think they said something like it's because of the effects applied by the defense mode in certain scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm familiar with that. There was some really wonky stuff that they had to do in Planetfall to get around that sort of thing. So I know why it's there, I just still find it quite upsetting.
Yeah.
Good.
Why am I not
Well, I
allowed
also-
to poison this guy again? Why? Oh, hold on, because that guy doesn't inflict poison, obviously.
I do feel like the ranged, well, not ranged only, but mostly
Maybe
ranged
not
combat of
ranged, but
Planetfall worked
Yeah.
better.
As someone who played a decent amount of Age of Wonders 3, I don't think the ranged combat is inherently better, but I think Planetfall both did a great job of iterating on what worked on Age of Wonders 3 and adapting to the ranged combat really well. And then Age of Wonders 4 is kind of going in a different direction, so it's sort of hard to see, like, what an iteration on melee combat would have really looked like, because this is just, it has different objectives in what it's doing.
There was a lot of gap closers in this game, and there's the hastened, 7 hexes of movement plus your melee attack. Well, 6 plus your melee attack.
Yeah, and also you can crank ranged units up really hard. You remember at release when this was the melee-focused game, but all anyone did was play archers?
Yeah, that was related to the tier 1 tomes and the research.
And the crit chance and all kinds of other stuff. The crit chance really gets me, because...
I added that back, and it's still not helping.
Don't add that back. The crit chance thing is so dumb. They had to get rid of that in Planetfall right away, and in Age of Wonders 4, you can crank your crit chance up way harder.
Oh, you mean for the hit? No, that's still gone. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing where it's like a crit chance rolls before hit chance.
No, I don't mean that. I meant the enchantments for archers. I added them back.
No. I'm talking about at release there was the thing with the crit calculation they had to change, which they had to do in Planetfall 2 also at release, because it was also a problem then. So how did they repeat that? That's the kind of thing that frustrates me. Because that doesn't make any sense to me, other than, head not talking to the hand sort of situation.
But what we do notice, what I notice from all the multiplayer games is armies end up melee heavy. They end up winning, because battle mages just went through an entire rework, right, to make them better. They are better. They're still not amazingly strong. They still have certain issues that were not resolved by this change.
Well, there's plenty of balance stuff happening there too, right? Like, all of the archer enchantments got their damage cut in half.
Yeah, the archers, the ranged units, right? Ranged class are...
and there's stuff like the amplified arrows bounce got really heavily nerfed.
Yep, but all these
there's
units...
There's reasons for that aren't, like, mechanically inherent to the game. They adjusted things to make that happen.
Yeah, but it has left range to specifically ranged, right? The ranged class in the dust now. Battle mages are better.
Is it a big part of that there's no T4 ranged? Because, like, skirmishers...
Well, they were afraid to add one.
So it works well.
Because we had this discussion with the Ironclad, and Voxel told me it was a tier 4 ranged unit at some point. They were so afraid of how powerful it was, they made it mythic.
I missed what you started with.
Because, like, it's coming from a T3 tome instead of a T4 tome, right? That's kind of an early tier 4.
Right, but then there's Geomancer, Transmuter, Warbreed, Tyrant Knight, Phase Beast. Those are all tier 4s.
No, you certainly get
Pyre Templar.
Yeah, and Pyre Templar is one of the 2 best units in the game, and you get it a tome earlier.
Yes. And that's why I keep saying the Exemplar, as example, is complete garbage right now. He used to dominate when the game came out. That unit was crazy strong. Nobody plays it. I never see it.
The Graze.
Because it arrives in a tier 4 tome.
That Graze, no.
And it gets wrecked by Templars. That's another story.
And then that's going to be 2 away, right?
The same with the Stormbringers. They were massively broken, quote unquote, because they arrived so late. They had to be. They had to be tier 5 power level.
Here's the thing about that, though. Stormbringers, like, on their own are maybe okay, but that tome is so perfectly designed to make them as absurd as possible. Like, that downpouring spell you get with it, that shit is busted. That is
also wet, amplifying their damage.
That's what I am referring to, yes. But also slowing the entire enemy army is also just obscene.
Yeah.
Like, how could you consider that okay? Against skirmisher units, the ones who are gonna benefit the most from your opponent being immobile, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's just no way. It's just not reasonable to defend against that because you
It's
can't
not
even
just that.
consolidate your forces.
You pick Tome of Evocation in Tier 1, you get Lightning Blades, which Stormbringers apply Electrified guaranteed from their ranged attack. And you get Lightning Torrent, -3.
Yeah.
There you go. That's all you need.
That's not the way
Stormbringers
I
don't
meant
need
to do
anything
that.
else.
No,
They
but
just
they
stack
have
in.
so much else. They get so much else. That's what gets me about it. What you're describing is a build. There are multiple tomes in play and multiple tools from multiple
right.
tomes that are empowering this unit. And that's a problem, sure. But that's a different problem from one tome. Every item in the tome is ridiculous, and they all come together to hyperfixate on this unit, right?
Well, it's not just that. The build itself is absurd too when you put them all together.
Yeah, but like, ignore the build. The tome alone is nuts.
Yeah.
And that to me is much worse than like, oh, if you pick A, B, C, and D all together, then we found this like combination of edge cases that makes something work. This is like the front and obvious thing, you know? Like, you can't.
Though
this
nowadays,
is the thing. You can forgive someone for not catching, you know, if we combine 3 different things from 3 different tomes and it makes a really overpowered thing. Like, yeah, okay, sure, that's gonna happen. But when it's within the same tome, then that's like,
right?
That is a mistake in some fashion.
Do it like this.
And it's nuts to me that they've never changed it. Even it's never like that.
Well, they nerfed the unit like 3 times.
But
that's all they do.
The unit's not even really the problem. It's the downpouring. It's the downpouring combination with the Daga. And they even get like a combat enchantment too that also makes everything wet, just in case you wanted some redundancy in there for whatever reason.
And electrified.
Yeah.
And don't forget it.
Like, it's just there's so much loaded into that.
There's a reason I cut wet in half in Evolved. -4 is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Same with Diseased. -4 is ridiculous.
Diseased, at the very least, like blight damage is one of the things that is resisted more frequently. So like, and Diseased is usually going to come from units that rely on blight damage. So you're at least like paying for it a little bit. I'm not saying it's okay, but like you can kind of see a little bit of give and take there. There's more of a equation at play.
Sure. Like right now, that's the funny thing. A Stormbringer has the same melee damage and the same ranged damage as any random tier 3 skirmisher does. The base levels, I mean.
What do I
They've been nerfed so hard, they are a tier 3 unit now.
Oh. Fortunate.
Yeah, but it's the
caveat being they have the bounce strike and they have the 2-line javelin. Trident, whatever. 3 hex line. Now they're fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with them, even with all the tools you described. They are beatable.
No, I don't think it's okay. I don't think beatable is the same as okay.
Well, they have to contest with tier 5 units, because they unlock at the same tome level.
They get transforms and T5 units don't. Whatever. T5 units should be better than them. It shouldn't be they contest with units a tier higher than them.
Alright,
well, that's the problem with tier 4 racials, right? That's where the Pyre Templar also pops up.
Yeah.
Because you know what every unit in the game is in tier 5, pretty much? Large target.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Alright, did I kill
even
enough?
The tier 4s. Even the tier 4s are large targets, unless they're like Geomancer or surprisingly Phase Beast has no cavalry tag. I didn't even realize that until recently.
My units.
That'll look better on the wins on the loss version.
Well,
that was his plan all along.
I don't have to do my match anymore. Battle mages beat skirmishers.
Hey, remember when you guys made fun of me on turn 1? Yeah, haha.
I did this specifically to see if like my thinking behind the skirmishers was right or not. so I'm gonna have to adjust the build some because I
Okay.
don't make skirmisher builds all that often.
Like my conclusion has always been the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 skirmishers are just lacking.
I like Sunderers quite a bit. Slithers are fine.
Slithers can be amazing.
Harriers are like, there was a period of time where Harriers were very broken, but I think that time has passed.
Sunderer might be the best out of the bunch. With Savage Strike and the guaranteed Sunder. And I think they have no cooldown,
Yeah, they have no cooldown.
so they just keep shredding your armor.
I will also note, though, that you're saying, yeah, all of the skirmishers are bad, but also you nerfed the best one. Not even the best one. I would not consider it the best one. But
No, no,
like,
I
you
haven't
nerfed-
touched Stormbringer. That was Triumph.
No, T1. You nerfed the Ice Elemental. Or Snow Spirit.
Oh, the Snow Spirit.
My melee.
To be fair, I gave it 4 more damage on the burst.
Eh.
Like
What
2 of each.
what it needed was more control. That was what was useful about it. Because it doesn't...
True. But compare it to the other
doesn't-
tier 1s.
You can't boost it as much as you can boost racial units.
Kill my
No,
zombies.
no, that's true.
I guess doesn't matter as much in a regular environment, but here in skirmish, that's a really big.
For the
deal. It was
context
really-
of skirmish, you're not evolving them either. That's the difference.
Yeah. Oh, really? 72%?
Yes, let's go.
Because imagine, right? Snow spirits have 5 less health than a Sunderer. But they do magical damage. They do the same amount of damage. But it's, it's frost and physical. But they evolve into a tier 3. That's the big difference. And they have very high resistances, by the way.
Ow.
They also have very low resistances too.
To fire, yeah.
6 weakness on fire, and they've only got 6 on frost. They've got 3 on spirit, but nothing on blight.
No, I think they took that out recently. Blight.
Blight and shock, it just doesn't get any effect on. So yeah, it's got good resist. It's got very good resistance against one element, fine resistance against another, high weakness against the third one, and then the other 2 are just neutral.
The problem has always been the regular games, yeah. The freezing, the slowing. Like, not hitting a freeze and still getting a slow. That's way too much value.
I've had that thought for a while.
For a tier 1
Yeah,
unit.
In a clearing environment, sure, since their being able to play safely is so much more important.
Yeah. So I considered giving them a baseline slow, and then I thought, you know what? Just research frost arrows.
Yeah.
I mean, they should get something baseline, right? Like the way that I think pretty much every other T1 skirmisher has some kind of add-on on their
Well,
attack.
skirmishers specifically,
You've got the Sunderers, you've got the Entwined Thrall poison.
well, the Slitter has a poison combo with the
Slither
melee.
poisons, yeah.
So the Entwined Thrall, that's funny. They deal full physical damage. I don't know why. I made it blight physical, like any other skirmisher. But in the same trend, I took away their poison, and I just said, no, just research poison arrows if you want it.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't really make very much of a difference now after they did that one change that makes it so you can't double apply stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, have you considered that maybe all these skirmishers are bad because you took away these tools from them?
No, Thrall's always
I still hit my own
bad.
unit. I'm hitting my own unit because I
I
did this in the
think-
wrong order.
I kind of wish I had played around with thralls more during the period where you could double poison with them. That would have been funny.
The
Yeah.
hatchling is unchanged. I haven't touched them. The Harrier, I've actually buffed Harrier and Sunderer. 5 HP. It's just 5.
That's whatever. It's, skirmishers, I mean, the skirmishers would love more survivability, but 5 HP is not the kind of survivability that's going to meaningfully change their efficacy. They want damage or control.
Well, I did it to every skirmisher and every polearm. They all get Except Pyre Templar, they didn't get any health. They have enough already.
Once you get the
Everyone
tier
else.
1 skirmisher up to champion level, he goes crazy on the damage.
You remember when Reavers released and the Harrier didn't take ranged penalties, so you could shoot for 80% at max range from 5 if you had the.
See, there is one other thing.
I don't
That
remember
was
that.
one of the
Wall.
skirmishes I played with Amygdara, and I got so mad at getting sniped out by Harriers.
Yeah, that sounds right.
The Sunderer.
Get out of
Spirit.
here.
Oh, even the Lesser Tide Spirit gets to slip away too. That's funny.
Yeah.
You know, all of
You
them
did
have
it.
no cooldown. The only one with a cooldown is the Harrier.
Yeah, get him out of here. Get out of here.
I mean, also the Snow Spirit in the base game.
Yeah, they get the 2-turn cooldown.
Yeah, it's a really harsh cooldown. Whenever I use them in Skirmish, I was always kind of like, oh, that's sort of nice, but it means they're not really skirmishers. They're more fighter units with a funny trick. And they're not very good at being fighter units. They do not have the defensive stats for it.
Yeah, everyone else has no cooldown whatsoever. I don't know why the Harrier has it. Just for Immobilize?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Who knows?
Immobilize is a pretty powerful thing to put on there. And they have a significantly higher percentage for that than the Frozen on Lesser Snow.
I mean, I guess, yes. So why does the Bone Wyvern have a 2-turn cooldown?
Good
I'm
question.
not going to answer that one.
Like, they put a 2-turn cooldown on all the Wyverns. I
No.
don't understand why.
Alright, high five me.
Is
I
there-
countered
is there
into with
anything
blight damage
harder I
apparently.
can do?
If I
Well,
hadn't had the
Dragoon-
blight damage, do you actually think this would have gone, or the blight damage reduction, do you think this fight would have gone significantly differently, Ninju?
I think I would have had a fighting chance at it. I did make some poor choices. I think I split my units up when I really shouldn't have.
Yeah, no, that's the whole reason I ran forward, is I recognize that you can't get across the bridge too quickly, not just because of water, but because of impassable terrain. There seems to be a lot of these like rock things that make it so you can't actually walk in that space, right?
I mean, that wasn't really so much of an issue for me since I had the teleporting unicorns, and I got skirmishers that aren't going to get slowed by the water, and I had wyverns that could fly. That stuff wasn't really that much of an issue, but
Yeah.
I did, these snow spirits went around engaging with these archers, which I'm noticing they didn't even really come out of that fight winning it.
No, I was fine with it. Like you guys are all complaining about my archers dying. I was like, they're taking actions, and they're doing damage.
I think I just...
I'm curious about the
Wait, here.
difference in enchantments between both armies.
We could look at them for a second if you wanted to.
Like, how many enchantments are on those snow spirits compared to what your archers had?
My archers are all dead, so I can't view them very easily.
I think
But
his archers had 2 enchantments, and
Yeah.
then my
Here.
guys
And then Awakened?
had... Yeah, and
yeah,
then my guys
guided
would've had 2
projectiles,
enchantments
fire
plus,
arrows, basically is what I'm seeing here. Guided projectiles and
Oh, I
fire
thought you
arrows.
Didn't you have another source of damage too?
Geomatic crystallization gives damage 2+2 for the area you're standing. But yeah, no, it came
okay.
together.
So there's that. He had quite a bit of damage on them. While I also had quite a bit of damage on my guys. I think I've got like...
Because there's also Awakened on top, yeah.
Yeah, the Awakened is pretty rough here. I did not gain very much out of being Summoner with these guys, I'm realizing. I don't play Summoner enough. Summoner always feels like it's got some pretty neat tools when people use it against me. And then it's one of those cases where I go, oh, okay, then I'll make a build for that. And it does not go well.
Sounds like what happens to me.
Well, Summoner is a very pigeonholed type thing. You have to play a full magic army. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
That's kind of what I did here.
I don't know if I necessarily agree, but I know what you mean by that.
And even your ruler is preferably an Eldritch.
I wanted to
'Cause
burn
they
you in
also,
fire in the
benefit.
water one last time. Fire, water, go!
Well, you said that's what you did, but you had let me think here. You had slithers that don't count. You have the summoners that don't count.
One summoner.
What else? I thought there were two of them.
That's the one. Because my other tier 3 token was on a panther, and my tier 4 token was the ice spider matriarch.
Oh, the saber tooth. Yeah, that should have been anything at all. Anything
Man,
else?
I like awakening zombies that I just
No,
spawn
that-
in, dude.
That I felt
Dang.
like was one of my higher value units this fight.
I think I would have gone for like an evolved slither.
Very fun skirmish. I
I
hope you
considered
enjoyed that, Ninju.
Yeah. I made a big mistake. Part of the point of the pounce, though, or part of the point of the panther, was that it would be able to pounce on something, and then I'd be able to reset it. But I put my leader on the other side of the field, so
Mhm.
it never got that reset.
Yeah.
Also, mistlings are magic origin.
I figured if you came forward to punish my positioning for the battle mages, your army wasn't able to properly follow up, and yet it would be so tempting. How could you resist, Ninju? How could you resist?
Although,
The
Like-
problem with misslings is that
That's fun.
then I'm using Fey Mists. And then if I'm using
Right.
if I'm using the lingering mist spell,
yeah.
that means the rest of my army also needs to have Fey Guile, which generally just means it has to be a bunch of racials, right?
I mean, you can just have it on the heroes.
And then
It's
his
not a-
army gets then his army gets to stand in the mist and benefit from the accuracy reduction against my units.
Well, that's a little different in skirmish. Normally, you would just stack mistlings, and they are Fey themselves.
Wait, hold up. Why
Yeah,
am I
but
getting
here-
5 blight resistance?
Yeah,
Where's that? Is that
mm.
all coming from my geomatic crystallization?
That's geomatic
Oh.
crystallization.
Oh,
Yes, we
I
discussed
can't-
that
oh,
earlier.
I wasn't sure if it was all from that. That's a lot. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
the geomancy tome is. I don't want to call it busted. Like, I think transmutation puts up a hell of a fight. But I
It's-
see people opting for geomancy every time so far.
I think if you know how the counters interact and you pick your fights very, very carefully, that could be very impactful. But like, I'm not the kind of person who can do that. That's a lot to keep
That
track
reminds
of.
me of a match I played against Morgie, and he took Flash Freeze, and then he took
Yeah.
Frostling transformation on his own units, and he said, enjoy. He flash froze my terrain for my geomancers, and then he was a Frostling himself.
Yeah, it sounds like that would work pretty well for him. Yeah, that counters neatly. So it does backfire sometimes. If you see that, you're right. You want to go Frosting transformation and Flash Freeze. All right. Well, I'm gonna
You
ramp up my
basically
stream
want
here.
to control the terrain yourself.
That's true. If you can terraform, you control how things